And the director, on the other hand, they may need to know, like, no, she has to say it a certain way because in the next scene that's going to matter. Or I have to say it a certain way because even though Vic hasn't recorded yet, Ed is going to say blah, blah, blah. And so your response has to sound like, oh, okay. So that's the main difference. Actors know about their character, and the directors know about the entire show, every single character, from Ed Elric down to Soldier A, So yeah. So that's the biggest difference. And it's cool. It's nice when you've been directing all day to just then go into the booth with another director and like, oh, I don't know, I only have to make decisions about myself. And then even then, I don't even have to. I just do it, and if they don't like it, I do it again. Yeah, acting's a little more relaxing in that regard. Yes, ma'am.
Is there a difference in your education background to go from the acting to the directing?
No, not necessarily. I'd say most of the directors they were either actors first or sound engineers first. So I suppose those of us who are actors first, I don't know how to run a Pro Tools session and do all of the things that the directors that were engineers first do know how to. But the director doesn't have to, because you have a director and you have an engineer and you have the actor. So it's the director's job to listen and watch and give acting directions. And the engineer records it all, and then they can tell the director, oh, this file is messed up, or this isn't going to work, etc. So that's really the main difference as far as what we learned before we got to Funimation. But even both the actor turned director and the engineer turned director learned the same things within the building. While Zach and Tyler were sitting over here being engineers, they learned from the directors how to talk to actors. And while Caitlin and Mike McFarland and Colleen and all these other people were in the booth being actors, we learned from the director how to talk to an engineer, how to talk to an actor, right? So we all learn the same things once we're there. And I think it's really cool. Right now, let's see, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 directors who were actors and 3 who were engineers first. So, yeah. And now everybody's done acting also. Even the engineers have been actors too. So, yeah. Very cool question. I don't think I've ever been asked that before. In the back.
You played Vivi in One Piece.
Yes, I did.
Are you doing any other characters for any of the upcoming arcs?
Hang on a second. I actually need the coffee because I'm cold. So the question was, since I'm playing Vivi, or since I played Vivi, I need another can. Pausing. Oh my gosh, that looks so good. As of right now, no. I don't know that I can, because her character was, she lasted for a long time. She was around for a while. And even Vivi was Miss Wednesday first, so I've already actually used 2 voices. I don't know if it makes me really sad because I love One Piece. Like, what a fun, cool adventure of a show, and it just keeps going, and it's great, and it's good. It's not a, oh my gosh, is it still going on? It's hooray, it's still going on! Like, what will happen? What will we do when there's no more One Piece? I don't know. So it makes me sad. I'm really glad that I was able to play Vivi. She's a fabulous character, and she's up there with the favorites characters of all time that I played. So I think the only way I could be in the show again is maybe if I played a little boy. That's really it. Or if I got to play like a critter or something. Every once in a while there's a character that has, Vivi had Karu the duck. Like, maybe somebody else will come along with an animal, and I could just be an animal. I would do that. That would be really fun. I did get to play a lot of animals, actually. Even in the Alabasta arc, I think, like those weird seal-like things, I think I was one of those. Those strange bird things, I was one of those. And then the arc after Alabasta, when they're in the snow, and there's those big giant snow bunnies. I was the little one. That was me. I'm like, please can I be this snow bunny? So actor for One Piece, little boys and animals.
You should tell people how much they should watch One Piece.
Yes, you guys need to watch it. But seriously, like Funimation has been re-releasing it into more compact volumes for you to get a hold of if you haven't seen it. There's still plenty of time to catch up on it, and we finally started recording more, but we couldn't until we knew that there was enough interest in it. You know, we don't own the rights to all of the episodes. We just get them in large chunks. So until everything we had been released and they could gauge the interest in it, then they went, oh, okay, time to make some more. So it's exciting because after all these years, we're finally getting to some of the newer characters that are now going to be around from here till forever, a few hundred more episodes. So yes, please watch One Piece. You won't regret it if you've never watched it before.
All right.
Right here.
What first inspired you to be a voice actor?
What first inspired me to be a voice actor was a little film called The Little Mermaid. Yeah, it's my favorite movie of all time. It still is. I remember seeing that movie when it came out in the theaters when I was little, and we were late. Have you ever done this? You go to the theater and you're late. You can't drive. You're 8 years old. So it's mom or dad's fault that you're late, and you miss the beginning of the movie. And when it's over, you tell them that you're not leaving. You're staying in your seat, and you're going to watch the part that you missed. So that's what happened with The Little Mermaid. But I ended up seeing it a full second time because my mom fell asleep. So I was and it's been my favorite movie ever since. And I would always try to emulate Ariel, voiced by Jodie Benson, and that, like, Ariel's my hero. And so that's kind of where it started. I think I always wanted to be a Disney princess or something, but I never set out to become just a voice actress. I was going to be an actress, and anime was just a little side hobby of mine that I would watch for fun, and I would mimic the voices sometimes. Be like, I wonder if I could do that. Huh. Cool. And then it wasn't until I was watching something like on Adult Swim, and I watched it all the way through the credits and saw that Funimation was located in Fort Worth. I'm like, huh, I live in Fort Worth. And I didn't, I lived in Arlington, but it's the same county. And so I'm like, that's crazy. And then I happened to meet Nathaniel, who was like a friend of a guy I went to church with, and I ended up at Funimation, and then it was my job. I'm like, how did that happen? I mean, it was a very quick succession. I watched anime since I was a kid, but in college I got real busy with other things, and near the end of my time in college, I would still watch it with friends here and there. Like, we'd go over to somebody's house, we'd eat fast food, watch Dragon Ball Z, go back to rehearsal. So it was like a part of my life, but I wasn't like devoted to it. I wasn't spending my money on things, so it was just something that was kind of fun. And I decided that I needed a true hobby. That's something I would spend my money on and spend more of my free time on, and anime ended up being it. And very shortly after I decided that and was watching whatever I could get my hands on, I found out that Nathaniel worked there, and I got the tour, and then it was my job, and then I was going to cons. Like, how did this happen in the span of 6 months? It was wild. But it does kind of all go back to The Little Mermaid. And I don't know if I will ever be a Disney princess, but I've got to play a lot of really awesome anime princesses, so who oftentimes have more depth of character than Disney princesses. So, that's how it all started. With little Ariel. Yes. Lorena. Which character do I like playing the most? Now, this is a very difficult question for me, so I've narrowed it down to like a top 5, because it's hard. The characters we play, we don't get to play them all at once. Winry's about the only character that's always been there for my whole career. Otherwise, you play a character for 3 or 6 months and then they're gone because the show's over. So it's hard to really compare. This experience was better than that experience when they're not happening at the same time. So my top 5 in no particular order are Haruhi, Winry, Yakumo from School Rumble. I think it's right here. Okay. Let's see. Who's seen a really awesome